Okay, so let's see here. Preparing to live stream the meeting.
So a meeting is now streaming live on YouTube is the notification I've just gotten. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. It's an adventure.
It certainly is. Oh God, wow, you're not kidding about the comments.
All right. Oh, great. I'm on my run.
Sorry?
It's
What's up?
is it streaming? I guess so.
Okay.
It's a different stream though, like.
Oh, it is, right. Oh God, yeah, it's different.
Well, somebody said hi, but.
Oh yeah, someone's jumped over. I think what we need to enable as well. So what it's doing is, it's whenever one of us talks, we take up the full screen, and then the other person talks, it takes up the full screen. But there is a way, an option where you can set it to when you were both on it, like all the time. To a certain view, you have to set up. Whoa, don't want that. Gallery view. That should be. Oh no. Go on. Gallery view. Speaker view.
So I think original stream.
That's it.
Hello, anybody watching? Still dealing with some
technical difficulties right now.
Some technical difficulties. We're getting through it though. We're having
Yeah, we're just trying to change over so that you can see us both at the same time talking rather than one and then another. Right. Zoom.
Very complicated. This is very complicated.
Yes, but we're nearly there.
It's actually not complicated. I'm just, well, it is, but you've done all the work, to be fair. So
well, you know, I've delayed us. Unfortunately, I do apologize, everyone.
No, no. We have 50-50.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Prerequisites. Right. We don't need all of that. So it literally says just click gallery view on the top right hand corner. So maybe if you try that, you're hosting, and maybe it'll keep us all on.
Gallery view. There we go.
Yeah. So try pressing that, and then we'll have a look on the stream, and let's see if it keeps us both on the same screen.
I think that should have done it.
It better have. If it hasn't, I swear to God. Right. So let's have a look. I'm just because the stream's a little bit behind, isn't it? So
yeah.
Wait for it to catch up.
Man, oh man. Well, we sort of figured it out.
Oh, there we are. Yeah, we're both on the screen now.
All right.
Should we drop a message in the other stream just to tell people to come over to this one?
I'll just get rid of the other stream. Okay. Or yeah. No, I'll do that. Yeah, you're right.
To be fair, you can drop a message and then just say, look, I'll be closing this stream. Jump over to the other one now because we're both there. Hey, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, do you know Pierce Brosnan? I love that name.
It's fantastic. Pierce is like my metal go-to guy. He gives me loads of like metal recommendations, and I love it.
Nice. You're a big metalhead too?
Yeah. So metal's predominantly my music genre. Yeah, but obviously we'll get into how I started everything and whatnot. But yeah, like all variations as well: black metal, death metal, kind of progressive metal, folk metal.
Nice.
Like bands from all different genres, really. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into that at some point.
Let's just.
Tom, thanks, Tom. He's dropped a message to the others in the other stream. Yeah, there's quite a few faces here I recognize. Andrea Garcia, my two favorite reactors having a chat. Heaven. Ah, that's lovely.
Okay. This is when I just wish I was better at computers. Like.
Hey, we're doing fine. We're
hey, yeah. Can you imagine next time we'll be like experts? Well, you'll be an expert.
Like before people know it, we'll be like, bam, we're live.
I'm just gonna. Oh, come on.
I feel like I've missed a lot of conversation here. Tom saying, Frank, bring the absinthe bottle from the other chat.
They were drinking. They said they were drinking Prosecco.
Oh, I've got a nasty Prosecco story, and I don't drink it anymore. Absinthe I've tried once in my life, and I literally felt like my face was melting off. That was interesting. But yeah, if anyone wants to hear the Prosecco story, let me know. Are you just sorting out the other stream?
Yeah, I'll be right with you.
Take your time.
Okay. Okay, let's just go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Should we do like an introduction? I'll
Sure.
I'll let you lead this thing. This is your
All
show.
right, yeah. Long awaited introduction. Sorry, technical difficulties here. Welcome to the show. First sort of thing for my channel. We have Adam. Your last name, how pronounced? Strahan? Strahan?
Good try. Straughan.
Adam Straughan.
There you go.
He's got another channel. He's got some Aurora reactions. That's sort of the shared artist that sort of connected us. But we thought it would be a good idea to jump on a stream and chat for a little bit. And maybe we'll do the same thing on his channel in a little while. But a good way, I think, to sort of connect viewers a little bit, get to know us, and get to know you. So yeah, should be fun.
Cool. I look forward to it. If anyone's got any questions they want to ask as well, by all means, leave them in the chat, and I'm sure we'll go through them at some point, Mace.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, Aurora. How did you discover Aurora?
So I haven't realistically known Aurora that long. But what basically happened was so in the middle of lockdown, obviously, everyone was kind of just chilling and, doing usual. My routine is normally like just doing some stuff for work and then kind of working out, having some food, going for a walk. And I was kind of like, I've always watched reaction videos, but I kind of figured, well, I want to, I've always kind of had, I guess, an opinion and kind of an analytic view of music rather than just listening to it. I like to break it down and kind of, look at structures and such. So I always kind of toyed with the idea of maybe doing a reaction kind of channel. And for whatever reasons, I kept back and just thought, nah, maybe not. But then I just thought, you know what? To hell with it. Like, we're in the middle of lockdown, haven't got much else going on. And it just means I can start to learn a lot of new music. So before the channel was even a thing, I just went onto Reddit and I just went onto reactions subreddit and I just typed on there and just went, hi guys, I'm thinking of starting a reaction channel on YouTube. Anyone if you can just give me some recommendations for artists to react to? And there was one artist that was given, and I was like, oh, okay, check them out. And that's my very first video. And then somebody else said, oh, I always love watching people react to Aurora. Now, I saw the name and I recognized the name because the song Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, she obviously does the spirit of the oh. So, and I knew it from that, but that was the extent of what I knew of Aurora. So I was like, all right, that'll be pretty cool. So I'll check out her music. I didn't know what type of artist she was. I didn't know genre. That was the first time I'd ever heard of her. So I had no idea what to expect. And then I replied to that person. I said, okay, that'll be cool. What song do you recommend to start with? And they just said, oh, just start with Queendom and then just kind of go from there. So I thought, all right, okay. So I give it a listen and I was literally blown away.
Queendom was great. I specifically loved that song. Like yeah. You continue though. Yeah, it's a banger.
It's the harmonies in that song that got me. That kind of a little bit before the chorus comes in and she's harmonizing with herself. And there's about 7 or 8 different harmonies in there when you listen to it carefully. And I remember hearing that and just thinking, oh my God. And that was the point when, like certain songs, when you hear a song for the first time, you kind of think, all right, okay, yeah, I can kind of get where this, I wasn't expecting that. And that was the kind of thing for me. As soon as that harmony section came in, that I just blew my mind. I was like, wow, I am here for this. And then, it kind of just went from there where, again, that video, people start, just the Aurora fan base of Warriors and Weirdos just appeared. And we're like, oh, hey, great reaction. You should react to this. You should listen to this, listen to that. And I was like, whoa, I just wasn't expecting that because I didn't know how big Aurora was, which, she's a global artist. And I had no idea what I was kind of stepping into. But I am, loved and still enjoying the ride, which I'm sure you are too, of kind of finding out new Aurora music all the time. So yeah, and obviously the guys on your channel, you know, on my channel, we've got some shared people, subscribers as well. Have just been so supportive and lovely. So that's how I discovered Aurora.
I'm actually not 100% sure how I discovered Aurora. I think it must have been through Angelina Jordan, to be honest. But that's one of the cool things about just YouTube in general. I started my channel way before lockdown, and it was a little bit after I met my girlfriend, and I figured I'd just do it for fun. Work was kind of boring me at that point, and I'd been watching I would watch reaction channels, you know, quite often. Usually I would want to see people's reactions to the music that I listen to, or certain specific videos, specific songs, right? You want to see people's reactions. I think that's why reactions got popular, obviously, in the first place.
Yeah.
But what did I start reacting to first? Honestly, I can't really remember. But my girlfriend's Filipino, and I started reacting to like Morissette Amon. Have you ever heard of her?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's amazing.
What a voice. What a voice.
So she's incredible. And then I started getting into like some different like OPM type of bands, the Eraserheads and alternative rock, River Maya. And a lot of that stuff's amazing. Yeah, it's cool. And then eventually I just kept discovering more and more artists from the comments from subscribers, right?
Yeah.
So, and then eventually that led to Aurora. So that's like a sort of beautiful thing about YouTube. You discover, or at least reaction YouTube, you to discover new music.
Yep. So true. So very true. There's so many, I love just the feedback that we get kind of, you know, from comments when you get bands thrown in, you think, oh, I've never heard of them. And you go and kind of describe them. And it's like opening a new door into a new building that you've never seen before in this brand new room. And it's just music. Sometimes it hits you and you think, Jesus Christ, how have I never listened to this?
Specifically, have you heard of a band, I think, called Pisces? Their name is?
Pisces, no.
Pisces. It's a heavy metal band. I think they're from Slovakia, but damn, they're hard. You should check out a couple of their songs, man. They're amazing. Like the vocalist, they'll switch up from like heavy metal riffs, and then she'll go into like just these melodies, and oh man, they got a great sound. I want to check out more of them, actually. I just reminded myself of it just now.
Oh, I'm already here for it. Cool. Pisces, I'll check them out.
I believe their name is Pisces.
Is it spelled like the horoscope?
Yeah, it's spelled like the horoscope. Pisces band. Just double check. Pisces band. I'm also a Pisces, actually. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Wait a second. No. I'm totally wrong. The band's called Ginger, but they have a song called Pisces. So my bad.
Yes. So Ginger, Pierced Brosnan Pierced, has recommended them to me, a lot of songs. So I have recommendations of theirs coming up. I haven't watched any of their music yet, but it's funny that you've mentioned them, actually. So yeah, people have recommended them to me, so that is coming. But I don't think I've reacted to. I reacted to Parasite Eve by Bring Me the Horizon. Do you know the band Bring Me the Horizon? So they're a British metal band. Their latest song, Parasite Eve, I recommend that to you to check out and react to, because for me, it's an absolute banger. But yeah, they're the only, I think, band with kind of a harsh vocal who I've reacted to on my channel so far.
Yeah.
And I always live for like a harsher vocal, especially when it's complemented with a clean vocal as well. So I'm up for this Ginger band. I will definitely be giving them a listen.
So what was that band's name again?
Bring Me the Horizon.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Quite the band.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes metal, I love metal, but I typically use it for like at the gym, to be honest. Like that's like how I lost a bunch of weight in the past. I lost a ton of weight and just like running and biking to metal music. Because it's got those riffs, those drums. So, but their musicianship is always incredible.
Oh God, yeah. I know what you mean. Actually, it's like that. It almost like spurs you on to keep going at the gym.
Yeah.
I have a certain gym playlist on my phone, and I think it's 90% metal tracks. Some rock, some like Disturbed's in there. Some of their earlier albums, it's like quite rough and kind of keeps you going. But yeah, there's quite a mixture of Linkin Park's in there, and I've got like some heavier stuff in there too. But yeah, totally.
I had quite a bit of Lamb of God
Lamb of God. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Um,
Long
I would
tracks.
hear certain Lamb of God songs would come on, and I'd be just like, okay, I'm going. Just be like sweat just dripping. And
Yeah. The Lamb of God workout.
yeah, the Lamb of God workout. But of course, Randy Blythe's vocals are like sort of incomprehensible. They're so like
Yeah.
screamo, right? But
Beyond anything.
yeah, beyond anything.
Cool.
So I will check out that band for sure.
Yeah, check them out. So in particular, their best album is an album called Sempiternal, which it's one of them albums where every single song is a banger. And that's probably their most aggressive album in terms of metal music. But their latest song, Parasite Eve, is just incredible. Ollie Sykes is like the lead vocalist. And, although he kind of said like, oh, we didn't write this with coronavirus in mind, the themes are very much there. Even they're even wearing like these weirdly, almost like Slipknot style face masks in the music video. So yeah, the music video is a trip, by the way, so you'll enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to check it out today. I think I got some free time once we're done here, so
cool.
I'll check it out. Then we're going for a seafood platter tonight.
Yes. I'm here for that. I love the Canadian out.
Canadian wit.
The way you say out, like the way you pronounce your out, going out.
Oh, out. Yeah.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, out. Sometimes it's so funny when you think about accents, because I don't think I have like an accent, right? I was actually talking about this with my girlfriend, because she says, "Oh, what's my accent?" And I was trying to. It's very hard to describe somebody else's accent. You can observe an accent, you can hear it, you can but trying to describe it is a whole nother thing. And then I didn't want to like offend her somehow, like trying to mimic the accent.
Of course.
And same goes like with you or whoever, right?
Oh God, 100%. I mean, listen to this accent.
It's a great accent.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, we got any questions in the stream chat?
A few people talking about the bands that we've spoke about. So Vordruna gets a nice recommendation, which are an incredible band.
Yeah, Vordruna, yeah.
Bring Me the Horizon are awesome. Yes, they are, Tom. Ginger is weird. In a good way, right?
In a good way.
I discovered Mace through AJ and Adam through Aurora. That's quite nice, quite poetic.
Yeah, Angelina Jordan and Aurora, they're quite different, but like they're both incredible voices, right? But
I think for me, the difference with them, so Angelina Jordan is very much kind of the voice at the moment right now. I mean, that skill that she has with that voice, it's, as I say, it's almost like this 40-year-old experienced singer has been put inside of this young body. It's phenomenal. I actually played Angelina Jordan to my dad today for the first time. So my dad, he's a bit of a tough critic. He used to be a professional opera singer, so he kind of knows when he wants to hear a good voice, and he knows when a voice is off. So I was like, and I was like, well, surely he can't say anything about Angelina Jordan. So yeah, I kind of played her cover of A Million Years Ago, Adele. So I was like, I'll play that, which is my favorite I've heard by her so far. And he just sat there in silence, watched the whole thing, and he just turned to me and he was like, that was absolutely amazing. Like, yep, I know. So Angelina Jordan's very much kind of talent, in terms of vocal ability right now. But Aurora for me is just the full package of an artist. She writes her own music, she tells stories with her music, her voice is insane. And she just brings me joy. She really does. And I'm just so pleased to now have her music in my life.
Yeah, I like the way you described it. They're just different types of artists, but Angelina's crazy the way that she sounds, like so veteran, like so seasoned.
Yeah,
she sounds so beyond her years, because I think she's only 14 or something.
Yeah,
so it still like blows your mind.
Does,
and
right?
Aurora's very young too. I think she's only like maybe 25. No, 20, even
maybe
younger.
Like 23, something like that.
Yeah. Aurora's just like a part of nature. She's just like,
she really is. She's Mother Earth herself.
Yeah, Mother Earth. She's got that whole vibe.
Yeah. Have you seen what we're doing at the moment on my channel with Aurora?
Not exactly.
So I've asked for some people just to kind of give input as to like why they are a warrior and weirdo. So some people have like
Oh,
done some writing, some people have sent me some videos of themselves talking. So I'm going to put a big video together of all of us kind of for Aurora and then send it on to her. So that should be
nice.
cool. Yeah. So looking forward to doing that. I'm currently editing it at the moment because I got a lot of response for that. So it's going to take a while to edit it, but I'm hoping to have it done by next week. And then I'm going to send it and then hopefully we'll hear back. I don't know. Maybe not, but we'll see. It's always nice though for an artist to hear back like that, right? So
Yeah, I will check it out for sure.
yeah, definitely. I'll send you a link.
And I think throughout the pandemic, like a lot of people have been, well, maybe had a chance to reflect a little bit or sort of find a little bit of their artistic side.
Yes, I
You know,
agree.
a lot of free time uh, to explore. You know, the 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 beautiful artistic side of life.
Yeah, God, yeah, and appreciate life a lot more, I guess.
Oh yeah, like man, ain't gonna take traveling for granted now. Like
God, no, right?
it's crazy. Like
Going through some of the comments in here. Sorry, excuse me.
'cause we were hoping to go to the Philippines in January, but who knows? Go ahead with the comments.
Yeah, sorry. So, Adam, your accent is great. Thank you very much. Our Angelina and Aurora love them both. Nice. Um, Angelina has decided to stay an independent artist. Quite a bold move. That is a very bold move, to be honest. A lot of love for Aurora and Angelina, which obviously. Yeah, cool. So remember, guys, if you have any questions that you'd like Mace or myself to answer, leave them obviously in the chat. We have a live running with us as well, so we will go through any questions as well. Someone does want to know my Prosecco story, so maybe I'll get to that later on because it's quite grim.
Grim.
Yeah, it's well, because of this, since 2017 when it happened, I've never touched Prosecco since. I'll never touch it again. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever drank prosecco.
Have you not?
I don't think so.
Okay. You know what it is though, right? Like a bubbly type drink.
Yeah. I've heard of
Okay.
I just haven't drank it.
Okay.
Just a small town Canadian here. No, no prosecco for me. No prosecco.
It took off in the UK. It was like this massive thing for a couple of years. It's kind of died down a little bit now, but yeah, it was like the drink. Like everyone was drinking prosecco for like a year or so, and then it kind of moved on to gin. And gin was like a very massive drink for what still kind of is, I guess. That's my drink. I drink gin.
Gin with like what type of gin drink?
So normally it's kind of like more like the tonic that you mix it with.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so you can get different flavor tonics like lemon tonic, different things like that. So yeah, it's nice, like very refreshing. But I'm all about the gin. Beer, sometimes I have IPA, I guess, which is a solid choice. But yeah, what about you?
Same goes. Yeah, IPA. I'm a big fan of IPA.
Yeah.
But I don't drink much hard liquor. At least I try not to.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of partying in my younger days. So these days, not so much. And,
Okay, you're still young. Shut up.
well, yeah, I'm an old soul, but
Okay.
no, just haven't been drinking that much these days.
Yeah.
Don't really have favorites.
My question to you. So, what was the last vinyl that you bought?
Last vinyl that I bought. Well, I haven't bought anything besides the odd used record store pickup
Yeah.
in
Okay.
a while. But the last thing I think the last vinyl I bought was a Primus record actually.
Cool.
What was it?
Got quite the collection behind you. I love it.
Sailing the Seas of Cheese. I think I picked that up like because I haven't bought any vinyl in a while, and that was like a lucky find. So I don't know if you're familiar with Primus at all.
I know the name. Yeah.
Yeah, Primus sucks.
Okay.
They don't. But that's like it's like the in joke with the band.
Yeah.
Les Claypool. They're sort of like a groove metal, funk metal.
Okay.
They're cool though. I listen to them a lot in the last, not so much these days, but 5-10 years ago.
Okay.
Les Claypool is such an amazing bass player, like one of the best bass players.
Right.
I've ever heard. So.
All right, cool. So you've seen them
No.
live then?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
No, unfortunately. I actually haven't seen that many shows, and it's kind of sucks, but
Mm.
kind of is what it is.
Especially now when everything got cancelled, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This year I was supposed to see Avril Lavigne,
Mm.
which she's a personal favorite of mine, and yeah, that was in April. Supposed to go and see her, but then obviously everything got knocked on the head with Corona, so it's been pushed back to March next year. So fingers crossed, everything goes through.
Yeah, crazy.
I actually have my last vinyl here that I bought. In fact, I've got my pile of vinyls here, so maybe I'll show some if you want to see them.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so the last one I bought is a total guilty pleasure, but I love it. This is Taylor Swift's Lover
Taylor
album.
Swift.
Yeah,
Is that
banger.
the new one?
It's so her latest one's Folklore, but this was the one
Okay.
before that, 11 months ago.
Okay.
My favorite band of all time. They started off as like I guess kind of like a let's say doom metal type band. Then over the years they've progressed into more of like a progressive kind of depressive rock band, I guess. But it's a band called Catatonia with a K. So they are my favorite band of all time, and that's one of their EPs there. So yeah,
I'm gonna check that out then.
I definitely recommend them. This album in particular is probably their best, The Fall of Hearts. They always go for like bird kind of logos as well. Like a lot of their lyrics are about birds as well. Not all of them, but yeah, the iconic songs have lyrics about birds. Again, Catatonia, their latest album, their latest one. That's Dead End City Burials. Sorry. We're going classic now. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black album. So a lot of Angelina Jordan fans, I think, will appreciate this.
Yeah, definitely. She's definitely covered a few of her songs. Right?
She hasn't, but she's got the right voice for it, right? What else we got? Have you heard of Amy McDonald, Scottish artist?
No.
No. So singer songwriter, very thick Scottish accent in her music, but I love that. I'm here for it.
Nice.
Classic album here, Chili Peppers.
Yeah, I had that banging the other day. It was on my iPod, but
yeah. Such a good album. I love that.
This Scar Tissue on that one?
I believe so. In fact, let's have a look at the track list.
Around the World.
Around the World.
Yeah.
Scar Tissue's track 3. Other Side is one of my favorites. Track 4.
All around the world. We can take 5.
Yeah.
Anthony Kiedis.
Such a banger, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know for sure. Such a good song. This one, obviously. This was bought for me. I didn't buy this. Adele, yeah. I didn't buy this. This was bought for me. But it has the cover on A Million Years Ago by Angelina Jordan. So it obviously has the original one, but yeah. Do you know George Ezra?
I feel like I recognize that name, but
so his biggest song, let's have a think. He sang a song called Budapest. Miles in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest.
I think I'd recognize that one if it was a hit.
Blame It On Me, Casio, Barcelona. Yeah, he was quite a big hit, and now he's died out suddenly. You must know who this. I've got 2 more. Sorry, this isn't Adam's vinyl section.
Go ahead, man.
So Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. Is that? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is his first album, but an EP. Again, this was bought for me. I didn't buy this. This was a gift. I've never listened to it, but I know all the songs because they were played to death. So yeah, I'm not actually a massive Ed Sheeran fan, if I'm honest, but it was bought for me, so it's part of the collection. And last but not least, I love this vocalist, Duffy.
Duffy.
Yeah. Do you know Duffy?
No.
So Duffy, she has one of her famous songs was Mercy. I keep begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me? You got me begging you for mercy. That was Duffy. Yeah, incredible. But she has a song called Warwick Avenue, which is just stunning. But Duffy, funny story actually. So she was like huge when she came out. And then she was in an interview and somebody was talking to her about, kind of people pirating music and downloading it illegally. And Duffy's response was, I don't care how people get my music. I just want them to listen to it. So if people want to pirate it, go ahead. Her record label dropped her instantly. Yeah. And then that was it. Duffy vanished. That was it. So yeah, it's a shame really, because her voice is just incredible.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, the music industry obviously has changed drastically, right?
Mm.
From the 90s and then through the 2000s, it started downloading LimeWire, like, downloading streaming services. Now, like, but an artist that's truly like really, really good pushing the back, like they're gonna get heard no matter what, right?
Oh God, yeah, 100%.
But a lot of people are like innovating how they distribute their music at the same time and how they sort of monetize themselves and their art
Right?
across digital platforms. Like Run the Jewels, it's a group, rap group, but they give their albums are for free. All of their albums, you can
Oh
download them
wow,
for free.
that's
Uh,
cool.
basically, their um, thinking is if you can, we want everybody to hear it, and if you like it, you know, down the road, support us somehow, like buy a T-shirt or like if you can't afford it right now, maybe in a couple years you can afford something. Like
Yeah,
if you like the music, support us, right?
yeah, of
Because
course. I like
and
that. That's cool.
they've blown up. I've seen those guys live 2 or 3 times.
Was it
No,
good?
three times. Huge energy, yeah. Like it's a rap show, so it's a bit different than
Mm.
they had no band with them. It's kind of like the old school two rappers and like the turntables and
Oh wow, okay.
but tons of energy. Yeah, I love those guys. They just had a new record a month or two ago, Run the Jewels 4. It's a banger.
Is
Yeah.
that jewels spelt as in jewels as in the stone?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like run the jewels.
I'm totally. Give me a song recommendation from them. I'm going to totally check them out.
If you want a real banger with a lot of like social commentary, a,
Totally.
a newer one, Walking in the Snow.
Walking in the snow.
Yeah, it's off Run the Jewels 4. What else? But man, yeah, they got LP. LP is basically the rapper producer. He's the he produces all the music and he also raps. And then his rapping partner is a guy called Killer Mike.
Okay, okay. Killer
So
Mike.
it's one white guy, one black guy.
Cool.
Mike is black, LP's white, and I think LP's from Brooklyn, New York, and Mike is from the South, like
Okay.
Atlanta in the States.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like these sort of contrasting. Uh, their vocals are contrasting, and but also like their upbringings within hip hop itself. So
Mm.
Mike has this really like southern syrupy drawl and delivery. He's kind of very bombastic and energetic. LP's more of like his rapping's different, but
Okay.
yeah, his production's crazy.
That's cool. And that's nice to hear two rappers like working together on a song like that with so much
Yeah,
different styles by the sounds of it. It'd be interesting to hear how they make it work. Rap is probably a genre I know very little about. So it'll be interesting for me to hear it because that will be, you get them reaction videos where it's like metalhead listens to classical music, and you
metal.
see that all the time. So for me, it would be like, metalhead listens to Jewels for the first time because
Yeah,
I know nothing about them, and rap I know very little about. I know
yeah,
some Eminem tracks, and that's about it.
yeah.
So
I know a little Eminem, but I'm definitely a hip hop guy.
hip hop
So
as well. Okay,
yeah, definitely,
cool.
definitely.
You have a question in the chat. So let me have a look. I just had it on screen. Where's it gone? Oh, there. So Tom Bredesen asks, I have a question for Mace. Have you gotten anything sent to your post box yet?
To be honest, I haven't checked it. I haven't checked it, so I'll check it today. But I'm kind of not sure if there's going to be anything there. So
Okay.
we'll see.
It's cool. Or do you get a lot in there?
Um, honest, I just opened it up like a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
or a week or two ago.
Yeah.
So I think less than 2 weeks. I think last week is when I opened it.
Right.
So it was kind of just, I thought it'd be fun for like an experiment,
Yeah, yeah.
see if anything comes. But I don't know if I have a big enough audience for people to actually send me stuff.
Did you open it and then like just a moth flew out and
Yeah.
nothing?
No, like I haven't checked it yet, to be honest. So when I
Oh,
go pick up
perfect.
my girlfriend today, I'll swing by there and see
Yeah.
if there's anything.
I'm sure there will be. Someone's asking, so maybe they sent you something. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
Um, Let me have a look. So a few people are asking in regards to the Aurora video that I'm making. So the deadline was Thursday, by the end of Thursday, to get videos and writing and everything in. However, I will let you send anything by the end of today. I'll be polite. So yes, anyone that wants to send anything, I'm still editing the video. So by the end of today, get your stuff to me. That's fine. Let me have a look. So some people are saying, I was supposed to see Vordruna in April, Ginger, and others in June. I'm expecting Nightwish in November will probably get cancelled. So Nightwish, are you familiar with Nightwish?
No.
Symphonic metal band? No? They're doing the rounds at the moment with reactions. A lot of people are reacting to Nightwish. They're phenomenal. I mean, I know them quite well. So a lot of people were asking me to react to them first, but I'm not one of these people that would ever say, oh yeah, I don't know the band with shifty eyes. I've always said I'll be upfront and say, look, I already know the band, so I can't really react as a first time. But what I will do is, and I did this for my channel, is just do like my impressions of the song. So I make it clear at the beginning of the video and say, look, I already know the song. I've seen it, I know it, but you want me to tell you what I think of it, that's fine. And then I'll watch it together, kind of like a reaction video, but then I'm talking about why I enjoy the song. So Nightwish are incredible. I'm hoping to see them in December when they play in London. But again, whether they get cancelled or gets postponed, I don't know. But fingers crossed it goes through. So yes, here's to Brosnan. I'm hoping that happens too. People say I had tickets to Aurora concert in my hometown, but couldn't go because of my health. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you can go and see her soon. Handsome guys, thank you very much. So let me have a look. Adam's got awesome taste in music. Thank you very much. Let me have a look. What else are people saying? Silja Sol covered Ed Sheeran. That's interesting. A few people have asked me to react to her, and that she's the backing singer for Aurora. So I'll go and check that out. Great voice, Adam. Thank you. I know Duffy. One person just put, is this Mace reacting to Adam singing? Potentially.
Yeah, depending on when you tuned in, yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it could very well be. I'll do a few more numbers.
You wouldn't want to hear me sing, so.
That's the only reason I logged on. Let me have a look. Prosecco. People still want to know the Prosecco story. Oh God, don't know if I can open that can of worms now. Let me have a look. Angelina is super talented and her voice is amazing. I agree. I don't feel the music the same way as I do with Aurora. I can agree with that, certainly to an extent. Have a look. Since Aurora writes all of her music and is a blossoming artist, she is a different type of artist for me. Angelina will develop and become one too. I very much agree. I'm sure she will do. Hey Adam, my last LP was Mozart. Wow. And I found a Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood. Nancy Sinatra, wow.
Nice.
Incredible. Great voice. Bang, bang, you shot me down. Oh, okay. So somebody send to your post box that someone's going to send you some Norwegian candy. So look out for that.
Looking forward to it.
Very nice. 2 of my favorite reactors. Thank you very much. That's lovely.
Someone send him Brewhouse.
Mace, have you seen Harry Mack?
Harry Mack, is that? No, I don't know who Harry Mack. Yeah.
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I don't know.
Harry Mack. You know what? Isn't that? I'm cheating right now, but because I feel.
Are you Googling?
Yeah. Oh, is that the rapper that? Oh, yeah. I have seen Harry Mack. That guy's amazing. That guy's so amazing. Yeah. So basically, Harry Mack is like I can't speak much about him, but I do know that I've seen his videos on social media. He goes like to a crowd, like a lineup of people, and he'll walk through the crowd, and then he'll have like somebody have a beat. They'll have like a stereo with a beat, just an instrumental,
Okay.
and then he'll rap, and he'll like improvise everything on the spot to like perfection, and he'll incorporate like not just the person that. So he'll walk through the lineup and he'll like rap for the person for a second and like incorporate what they're wearing or like something about them, their hair, and then he'll do it all and it all rhymes perfectly with like crazy rhyme schemes and stuff. That dude's brain just must be like,
wow.
So, yeah, I didn't recognize the name right away, but I have watched Harry Mack, a few of his videos. He's crazy. That's very
crazy. God, I'm going to write his name down. Check him out. Harry Mack.
Very impressive. I don't know if he's actually like a recording artist, but his video has gone viral those ones gone viral just on social media. But I don't know if he actually makes like songs per se, but
Yeah. Wow, that's
I'm sure
crazy.
he does. But yeah,
That's just a talent that you would enjoy watching. Just someone that can do that.
it's such a talent. Now, like
Mm.
rap, that freestyling type of rap where your brain has to be working like 2 steps ahead, 5 steps ahead, and then to make things rhyme and then land it on time on the like yeah,
Yeah.
without stumbling over yourself and sounding like an idiot.
That is something I just could not do. I would just stand there with the microphone and be like, just nothing. I'd be like, Mace, you've got a blue shirt, and that would be the end of the rap.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to you receiving that Norwegian candy. You'll have to let me know what it's like.
absolutely. I'll do
Yeah.
a opening video if I
Yes,
do
do an unboxing to the candy.
a candy unboxing. Yeah,
Yes, candy
YouTube.
tasting.
Yeah.
Two of my favorite reactors. That's lovely. Thank you. Um, hey, Mace, do you like Angelina, and what's your favorite song so far?
Of course, I like Angelina. What are you talking about? Come on. No, Angelina Jordan. I think my favorite song, the one that really affected me a lot, was "It's a Man's World."
Mm,
Man, that song. I don't know, something about it. I got chills the entire song and like everything about it. But Angelina's got. Yeah, it would be tough to pick a favorite because her
yeah,
vocals are just so good. And of course, like the majority of her songs on YouTube aren't original. Like she didn't write them, and they're
yeah.
not Angelina. She's got a few like Shield I can name, and a couple others, but mostly she covers like old jazz standards and old bluesy jazzy type songs.
Yeah.
Of course, she's amazing. But if I had to say it, say yeah, it's a man's world.
Cool. Yeah, she is incredible. It's just a pleasure to listen to. It's like I think I've said it before in some of my reaction videos, but it's just like a beautiful, warm, velvety, smoky voice.
So yeah,
Um,
it's like speakeasy. She's it's dark. She's up on stage, like a spotlight on her. She's
yeah,
like, close your eyes, and it's just like that's what. Yeah,
magic. It's like a jazz club. It's just beautiful.
yeah, exactly.
Somebody said, Adam, you still reacting to Angelina doing Nancy Sinara's cover of Bang Bang? I absolutely am. She's got such the right voice for that song, and I can't wait to hear her do that. I'm
Mm.
100% reacting to that. You have a nice rapper voice, Mace. There you go.
Thank you. I don't know about that, but yeah, I do like I do rap a little bit just for fun. Not like I don't take it seriously or anything, but I do enjoy doing it sometimes. And I'll freestyle as well.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as Harry Mack, but at least I can
Okay.
rhyme on time.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, more than what I could do. So Rusty, who is popular within the Angelina Jordan community,
Right? Yeah.
is this Mace reacting to Adam or Adam reacting to Mace? Either way, two of my favorites. Good to see you get together. Thank you very much, Rusty. Thank you. Appreciate that. And all the time that you comment on the videos, really do appreciate that. It's so good to have insight as to which videos to go to next. And obviously your big playlist of songs you've got. So really thank you. It's lovely to see you here.
I don't see a Rusty Shackleford.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see him in the chat. I don't know if my chat's delayed or something, but
Yeah.
yeah. I appreciate you, Rusty.
Yeah, big fan of Rusty. Let me have a look. What else are people saying? I have a new Angelina favorite almost every day. I agree with that. Every time I hear a new one of her covers, I'm just like, oh my God, now this is my favorite. I'm kind of currently sitting on A Million Years Ago, her Adele cover, I think is stunning. But then
Yeah.
I love her cover of Born to Die by Lana Del Rey as well. Yeah, just they're just stunning. They're just absolutely stunning. And to perform that live and be note perfect like that is a skill. So yeah, I wish I could perform that well someday.
Somebody asked if I've heard of NF. I have heard of NF. I haven't really listened to his music though. I know he's a young rapper, American rapper, and I've seen on social media people compare him to Eminem. And
Oh,
I know Eminem mentioned him in a song, or like he did like a. People thought that he was dissing him or something, but yeah, I would definitely look into NF. I think I've heard a couple of his songs. He's definitely a very technical and skilled lyricist, but I haven't really delved into his music yet.
yeah. I've had a few recommendations to listen to NF as well. And again, it's a genre I'm not familiar with, so that'll be
Mhm.
literally brand new to me because I don't even know what this person looks like. So that will be
Yeah,
brand
me.
new, off the cuff. Just here we go. So that'll be an interesting video for me just to start there because that'll be my proper, like when I did my Queendom, introduction to Aurora. That was the first time, and that was so raw. So
Mhm.
again, it'll be that for me all over again. So I look forward to that.
Yeah,
Um,
when I watched Queendom, I watched her do a live version of it in New York,
okay.
and yeah, it just clicked with me, that particular song. It's sort of like, I love the message behind it too, like
Yeah.
empowerment, but not just for women, but just for like everybody. And like, if you have doubts, like it was kind of like about like being expressive, right? And like not being afraid of what other people think, and
Yeah.
just yeah, that's what Aurora, I wouldn't say has an edge as an artist or anything like that. She's a different artist because she's so like you said, the full package in terms of
Yeah.
writing and really her song ideas and themes can sometimes get really dark, but
Mm,
they're also really about life and just growth. And yeah, they're cool, man.
I agree. I remember first time I heard The Seed, was when she performed that live at the Hype
Yeah,
concert. And that was the moment when, because I don't normally, when I'm listening to songs, I don't normally pause them. I kind of listen to them all and then give my verdict. But I literally
yeah,
pressed pause and I think I just stopped and I was like, oh my God, after the chorus, I was like, this song is everything. And it's still my favorite song by her now. Just the message of it, the lyrics there talking about, put down the use of music and things that money and the things that we don't need to buy, all these commercialized things. Just think about giving back to Mother Earth and looking after the earth and each other, and that will look after us in turn. Somebody that young to be writing a song like that about something that powerful is just mind blowing.
hmm
Considering there's other people her age who are writing about songs about Instagram, about Snapchat, and then she's writing about protecting and saving the earth effectively, and that's why I love Aurora. She's just so far ahead in her age, and I love that about her. But yeah, you're right in what you're saying. She's just she's somebody who's got such a young fan base as well. She's given them the right message,
yeah.
and it's just kind of steering them in the right direction. Not even intentionally, she's just
Be yourself, but like
exactly. It's
an
organic.
unintentionally intentional role model for like
True,
you know like young people. Just the way she holds herself too. And then
100%.
like, and Angelina is just like she always seems so humble too. You don't get to
Yeah,
see her like speak very much, but
yeah, yeah. She kind of just. It's almost like she's just like rocked up. Like, okay, so am I singing? Right, okay. Sings the song. Gives it 1,000,000%, and it seems so effortless. And it's like,
yeah.
right, okay, off I go. It's and some artists like have to probably like warm up and rehearse for like hours before that. But Angelina kind of just. It seems like she just comes in, sings, gives this amazing performance, and then off she
And
goes. She's just
then
a
just
talent.
smiles after she's
Yeah, just
song finishes and she's just like, oh, that was fun.
yeah, there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. And it's like, are you
Yeah,
kidding? You've blown us all away.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but
So
I
humble.
watched, yeah, I know, right? I watched the if you watched the Once Aurora documentary.
It's titled Once.
Once, yeah.
I don't know if I've watched that one. I've watched what's it called? The Eternal, the one where she's in her hometown and where she's meeting with her friends and like Sigrid. Do you know Sigrid is also there? Uh,
Um oh.
Sigrid's another like young
Oh, I know the
Norwegian.
artist. I'm just trying to think
Yeah, yeah.
which I'm trying to think which I don't know which one that
I
is. I don't
think
think I've seen that one.
so sometimes I can't match the title of it to the video that I saw, but
Yeah.
I've seen the one where she's like and then Aurora's in the forest and she has like her headphones on and she's just like looking around and she takes her headphones off. She's just like in nature.
Just being
And
Aurora.
then, yeah, exactly. She's just Auroraing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Nothing is eternal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's the title of it. Yeah, yeah.
Pierce Brosnan's just said there, so I still need to watch that one actually. But no, I watched yeah once. So you have to buy it. You can't kind of stream it either. It's copyright protected.
Uh,
But you have to buy it on like Vimo. So I bought it and watched it. And I watched it on Thursday, kind of live. So I asked other people to join me at a certain time. I said, right, everyone who owns it will press play together, and I'll kind of talk like my thoughts through it as we're watching it. It's just over an hour long. But wow, what an insight into how harsh the music industry can be.
mm,
Like Aurora has a full on panic attack in a toilet at one point. It's hard to watch, but at the same time incredible for how much she soldiers on and just keeps going with performing. You know, because she knows she has to go and meet fans, and she's like literally shaking like in a bathroom. But yeah, great insight into what happens behind the scenes, how she disagrees with her manager sometimes about music, and how she's trying to be pushed to perform Conqueror, and she really says, "I don't like that song. I don't want to do that song." So yeah, it's definitely worth a watch if you ever get an opportunity to. You have to buy it on Vimeo. It was like £10. But
Yeah.
I don't know how much that would convert to for you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
sometimes I think people can forget like the pressures on some of the artists. Once you get to a certain level, like the amount of things that go on, like you don't understand the pressures and obligations and all of that stuff.
yeah, of course,
Not to mention expectations from fans.
totally. It can be tough.
Yeah.
Let's see what some of the people are saying here.
Yeah.
Music by Maya. Nice to see you here. I'm waiting for Hunger from Aurora. It's like part 2 of The Seed. Interesting.
Mm.
That will definitely be coming. Let me have a look. The Seed is so insanely powerful live. Hope you both get to see her perform live someday. It was life-changing for me, from a metalhead to a warrior and weirdo. Still love metal though. That is me all over. More Builder. So yes, you recommended Aerion to me, and I know Aerion. I know the band Aerion. Do you know Aerion, Mace?
How do you spell it? Is it in
It's
the chat?
it's Ayreon.
No, I don't. I don't.
So Aerion is an artist himself, but what he does is it's like he gets other artists from different bands and puts them together like a mega band. So he what he does is he creates like an album, and he has like an idea in his mind of, right, this is the story I want to tell with this album. And he gets
Concept, but
yeah, huge. But he gets like other artists from other metal bands to come and sing on different songs.
hmm.
He sings as well, but he gets like other you know, like other musicians to come in. So I know like you'll get, you know, female artists from different bands, right? You're going to sing on these tracks. You are playing Love on this song. And you'll get like another artist, like I don't know, someone like Devin Townsend, right? You're going to play Fear on this song. And they all kind of have different roles to play when they're singing. But it's always a massive concept album with Aerion. The production behind it is nuts. But yeah, I recommend an Aerion album or two, actually. They are there's one, I can't remember the name of it now, but there's one where it literally tells the story of like lovers who have one of them's in like a coma, and it's the voices you can hear, but he's interpreting them as emotions that he's feeling in his own brain. And it's way out there, but it's exceptional. It's so clever. So I really recommend Aerion. I haven't listened to the new album, so maybe I'll do a couple of reactions from that. But yeah, I do recommend Aerion very much so.
Check it out.
I'm literally making a note of everything that you're telling me to check out. So I'm like, ooh, Harry Mack, Jules, NF, all going on the notepad. Let's see what some people are saying. The city shots in Nothing Is Eternal was shot about 3 to 5 minute walk from my home. That's from Piers Brosnan. Cool.
Nice.
Oh yes, that bathroom scene is so hard to watch. I still remember it every night. That's from Julia Warrior. Yeah, it is tough. It's a tough watch to see Aurora that down and shaking. Literally, it is hard to watch, but so important to see as well. Do you know Angie does most of her recordings in one take? Angelina is a perfectionist, but very loving and patient with others. And then a lot of a cat jumping out of a box emojis. But yeah, it's kind of like what we were saying though, wasn't it? Where it seems that Angelina comes in, sits down, sings the song in one take, and is like, right, that was good, off I go.
Yeah.
She's got that talent, and she can do that. And if you can, do it. Cool. I like when we get questions off people. It's nice to ask. Maybe I'll ask you another question. So, the community that you've got on your own channel, Mace, tell me about them.
Well, thing with me is I react to so many different, not just genres, but music from different countries and different, just different styles. So a lot of my videos aren't gonna appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
I think that probably holds me back in some way from like, gaining subscribers or whatever. But I just kind of do my thing. But I have a lot of fans from like Indonesia I've discovered now. But also I've been getting into a bit more of like American rap. and obviously a lot of Filipino fans from, because I still do, and I love like bands like the Eraserheads. I still do.
Yeah.
They have a lot of great songs. They're sort of like the to generalize, like the Beatles of the Philippines.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they really influenced a lot of other bands. But and like it's funny because my girlfriend, one of her favorite artists is Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love
but
that.
then she'll flip on some like Nicki Minaj or Taylor
Mm.
Swift and some more modern stuff. But her father would always be playing like Kenny Rogers in his trike, like the car in the trike is it's like a bike with but yeah, he'd be playing old Kenny Rogers like 8 tracks. So that's why that music became sort of popularized.
Mm.
I think a lot across the Philippines a little bit, but
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
I love hearing from. You have certain people that you see comment not just on specific videos that they like, but like specific artists that they like. They'll watch all of your videos or whatever, right?
Mm.
So it's a
So
different
true.
type of viewer.
Yeah, I agree. That's a really interesting point because when you look at some of the view counts on some of your videos, so for example, like for mine, the Angelina Jordan ones are just insane. But obviously, that's due to the fan base that's behind her, and people want to see, what you think of the artist that they love so much. But
Yeah.
what I love is obviously my channel started initially as almost like an Aurora reaction channel because I was just reacting to a lot of Aurora because I wanted to hear more from this artist that I fell in love with. Um, and so, yeah, it was really lovely to see, as you said, the names of people that keep coming back all the time. You see like the similar names, like, oh, nice to see them again, and they're making lovely comments, and that's great. But as you say, when you throw in a curveball every now and again, would say for me, I was doing a lot of Aurora, and then suddenly one moment it was Bring Me the Horizon in a metal song, and a lot of people comments like, oh, whoa, okay, I wasn't expecting this, but wow, this is different. But that was lovely because it's nice to see people kind of experience different music that you've kind of brought to the table. So like when I listened to Parasite Eve by Bring Me the Horizon, I already knew the band very well, but it was their new song, so I was really excited to listen. But it's nice to see the similar faces of like Aurora fans giving that a try and going, okay, yeah, I like that. Or, yeah, maybe it wasn't for me, but great reaction. So it is lovely to see that. But yeah, I think I've got a Discord chat as well. I don't know if you've got the same. Well, it's lovely. Like we have a big conversation in there often, and it's nice just to see the fans just talking to each other. And
Yeah.
I just like just to sit back and just watch that happen. 'Cause it's such a nice organic conversation of people that love music, just chatting and sharing songs with each other. And I
Mm.
love that so much. But it has been a really welcoming, a really lovely community, and it hasn't been something where I think you've probably been doing your channel a lot longer than me. But it's nothing where I've kind of come in and gone, oh God, I feel like a lot of oppression here from this. People have just kind of welcomed me with open arms and said, yeah, you've got to react to this, listen to this. And that's always so encouraging to keep you going.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, what about you? Like in the early stages, why did you start your reaction channel?
It's an interesting question. It was sort of my girlfriend's. It was partially her idea actually. Like
Okay.
uh, when we first met, I was hanging a lot out at her apartment a lot, and she's got a lot of well, her roommates were Filipinos, and they would show me things and sort of wonder like, oh, what's your reaction going to be to this, or like, or they and then they'd get a real big kick out of me trying to speak like Tagalog, which is like Filipino language,
Okay.
and then Visaya as well, and they would just laugh. So like they love it, and so I was like, oh, this might be a good idea to like create something where I can. And then they'd call me Star Lord all the time, and I've gotten this on a lot of YouTube videos, and I don't think I look like Chris Pratt at all. And people would say, "Oh, are you Star Lord?" and stuff like that. And I'm like, "No, I'm not Star Lord."
I kind of
And
love that though.
yeah, like I don't, and they equate my accent to like how Chris Pratt talks. But yeah, and then I was like, oh, Morissette and Mon, because I kept hearing that they kept playing that one song. What was it? But yeah, and then I reacted to it in its full, and I got a lot of response from that. And then people just start requesting. Then and then somebody will have, a viewer will request an artist they like that's left field, sort of like. So then you discover Aurora somehow, and then like you never know where like the channel's gonna go.
Yeah.
That's a weird part about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It's nice that it started off with a conversation with you and like your girlfriend's kind of friends as well, kind of saying, "Oh, we want to hear what you think of this," and then obviously that organically built into the channel that you've got, which is amazing. I love that. But yeah, I think those are the best type of things. Like them conversations when say somebody puts an LP on in the background while you're sitting with your friends just chatting, and you might be hearing it for the first time, or it might be the other way around where you know it quite well and they're hearing it for the first time. But I always love that conversation you have with your friends. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
what do you think of this? Like you might get your friends who are like, can't stand it, not my cup of tea, turn it off immediately. Then you've got other people that are like, I'm really feeling this. I've never really heard this before. Tell me about it. And I always love them conversations because it's so different every time. Um, but yeah, I mean, for example, I've just gone through some of my LPs there with you. Some of them there will probably make you roll your eyes, but some of them you might like. You know what I mean? But it's about having that conversation. I think that's so natural and it's so lovely to do that. Sharing music and in that, I think it's incredible.
And
We
music
sorry, go
is
on.
it's so subjective, right? Like
Yes.
music, like
Yeah.
what you love, and then you think to yourself, oh, how could anybody not love this?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that thought comes in your mind, but then you got to be open minded and think, well, people like different things. So I'm very open minded, and I'm never gonna. There's a lot of fandoms that love to like, I don't know, like put down people that love certain things,
Yeah.
and then people love certain types of music for different reasons too. Like
Mm.
there's certain. It's kind of like movies too. Like I love certain movies that are bad. Like you could say that they're objectively bad films,
Mm.
but I still find a lot of enjoyment and entertainment value from them, even
Yeah.
though they might technically not be a great film.
Mm. Yeah.
So
I would agree with that. I always have like I mean I've got many playlists on my phone, but I always do this thing of where I do this thing where I come to music really late all the time. Like,
mm,
so people will be like, a song will come out and it was massive, say 3 years ago. And I'll
you,
know of it and I'll be like, all right, okay. And then 3 years later, I'm like, oh my God, this song is a banger. And my friends will be like, yeah, Adam, where were you 3 years ago? And we were all loving it. Like, I do
yeah,
this all the time. Like, recently, so you must know Alanis Morissette.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. I mean, Canadian, right? But I was literally listening to her new album today, which I don't know if you've listened to, but it's quite a good album. Very eclectically mixed. It's lovely. Um, but yeah, I was gifted that by the way, so it was lovely. It's a really nice gift. So thank you to the person who sent me that. But anyway, so I went back to one of her biggest tracks. Is "You Ought to Know." You know
Oh
that
yeah.
track? Yeah, it's that
Depending on when it came out, because she was so big.
like '90s, right? When that came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I was like, that's been like my song of the day. And it's like, so I messaged my friend, one of my good friends, who's like a big Alanis fan. And I was like, oh my God, like I've just been driving back in the car, like, and I'm here to remind you, like just singing my heart out to this song. And she was like, yeah, Adam, like, where were you in the 90s? And I was like, it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But yeah, so I do this all the time, get into songs when they've been out for like 10 years.
So that's the song that you were talking about to and remind you that.
Yeah, of the
Yeah,
mess you left when you went away. Yeah,
yeah,
like that. Yeah, like
that's
one of my
hilarious.
biggest songs. But yeah, but now I'm like, I love this song. Not that I ever disliked it. It was just there, and I kind of like, all right, okay, yeah, I know the song from obviously Jagged Little Pill.
There's a there was a series of CDs. I don't know if they're American and Canadian, probably just in North America. Maybe they're in the UK as well. But have you ever heard of a series called Big Shiny Tunes?
Big shiny tune. No.
It was like a curated uh series of CDs. So you like Big Shiny Tunes Volume One, Volume Two, Volume
Okay.
Three, Volume Four,
Yeah.
and they would have it was basically a collection of songs from various artists, and they would have like these hit songs. And I think there was two instances where me and my family went on long road trips. So I'm talking like 2,000 kilometers of like driving, and
Wow.
and we would have like this. It was back like before like auxiliary cords, before Bluetooth, before cell phones. So we'd have
Oh
the
wow.
CDs,
Yeah.
and we'd play these CDs over and over again, like this
Mhm.
Big Shiny Tunes Volume Three.
Oh,
Ah, yes,
right.
we got Big Shiny Tunes for the trip. And by the time we got home, like every one of those songs were just like imprinted on my mind. I'm trying to think if that Atlantis song was on one Big Shiny Tunes uh, uh,
If it was like the
compilation.
'90s, it will have been.
Yeah, like it may have well been, but basically anytime any of those songs plays anywhere to
Mm.
this day, I
You think
still,
of that.
I'm like, road trip to the Yukon, 1999,
I
right?
love that. Love that. We
You
have
just, your
something.
mind just,
Yeah, it takes you right back there, doesn't it?
yeah.
We have something similar. Do you have the Now albums? So like, but it's always Now and a number.
I don't think so, but it's probably the same type of thing, I'm guessing.
It's exactly the same concept. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like all the songs that were big from that year. So there'll be a one for this year, but rather than it being the year, so it wouldn't be like Now 2020.
Mm,
They've started from number one and they just keep going. So I don't know how far we're up to now. It'll be like Now 92 or something like that. But obviously it's not the year 92. It's just number 92 album.
now
Yeah.
that's what I call music.
So you've got Now That's What I Call Music, which is another compilation of Now, but
Okay.
it's normally like Now, Now 86 and Now 86.
Oh, yeah.
Keeps going
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
I
But
think it was like big shiny tunes. Yeah, yeah. So
I'm
similar.
totally checking out Big Shiny Tunes. Like, see,
Yeah, man.
that's the difference in our accents. Big Shiny Tunes, Big Shiny Tunes. Totally checking that out. So you mentioned there
Uh,
about, sorry, go on.
Big Shiny Tunes is a series of rock albums compiled and released by Canadian music television station Much Music. So they were a series of Canadian,
Mm,
but they weren't just Canadian bands. So
yeah. Right. Okay, cool. I'm going to check them out. But yeah, Alanis would definitely be on there. 'Cause I mean, that song was like huge.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
The album was huge.
What year was that one? I wonder. Like,
Oh God, 1990, I want to say. Let me do a quick YouTube. And by YouTube, I mean Google. So
do a quick
you,
search.
and let me have a little look here. Right,
I'm just
19.
looking at some of these track lists, and it's just
Is
making
it
me
taking you
laugh.
back?
Sorry. Yeah, it's taking me back. Like Sugar Ray, Fly.
Oh
Oh man,
wow. 1995.
Blur song too. uh, Classic.
Blur. Do you remember that song by Blur? Coffee and TV.
I'm really bad at song titles, but I'm sure I know it.
It's
I
like
like Blur. I
the video was like where it was like an animated little milk carton, and there was another little coffee carton. It was really cute.
mm,
Coffee and TV, I am meant to be. It was quite a funky music video.
will check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Just going through some of the comments in here. Good morning from Australia. It's 4 a.m. What did I miss? Jesus, that's commitment.
That is 4 a.m. in Australia. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Thank you for joining us, OzGamer5171. Um, let's have a look. Of course, we are welcoming Aurora and Angelina fans are. Oh, that's so true. And you are both easy to like. Oh, that's really lovely. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Have a look. Have either of you reacted or heard of Meg Myers? I really recommend reacting to her and her song Desire, the live version from GoFest 2015. That one blew me away. Have you heard of Meg Myers? Because no.
Meg Myers.
Meg Myers. I'm writing the name down.
Oh, Meg Myers. Okay, your accent was tripping me up there a little bit.
Meg Myers.
American singer-songwriter. Okay.
So Meg Myers and Desire. I'll check it out. Never heard of her. But it might be one of them things where you might hear her and go, "Oh, right, that's who that is."
Yeah, that's true.
Let's have a look. Greetings from Norway, Mace. So,
Greetings.
hello. I love Adam's voice. Thank you very much. Probably singing more than I ever have on a live, but there you go. Alanis and Soundgarden was the soundtrack of my military days back in the mid-90s. Yes, I love that.
Soundgarden. I have a feeling they were on Big Shiny Tunes. Yeah.
Definitely. I love that though when certain songs take you back to a certain era. Like I always think there was a golden era in the early 2000s of music. Like for example, when Linkin Park first landed, Evanescence were huge.
Evanescence. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that era for me of music. Whenever I hear that, I think of when I was in college, and
It's like it's a time capsule. Like
it totally is. Yeah. Like like the band Sum 41. I remember when they first came out with Fat Lip.
Sum 41. Yes, I remember. I was in high school.
Yeah, so that was huge. But I remember the song Fat Lip. Like me and my best friend still today we take like whenever it comes out, like on a night out, like he'll sing one part, I'll sing the next part, and like we literally go through it like that. It's just, but it's one of them stupid traditions that we always do on a night out. But I love it, and I'm here for it. But yeah, like so that era, like early 2000s, was just so many golden tracks. Love that era of music. Let's see what else people are saying. People are just saying hello. Hey guys. Blur is Blur is great. So you've got someone that is agreeing with you with Blur there. Big fans. Is it one of the artists from Blur, or maybe a couple that makes up Gorillaz? You know the band Gorillaz?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Gorillaz are great.
Yeah, big fan of Gorillaz. Feel good.
Kind of really interesting production style and sort of mesh like hip hop, all of these different genres like hip hop, electronic, alternative rock, like everything, right? And then they created the virtual band, right? Each one had like a character and then the fictional universe. So it's kind of an interesting idea.
I love that. I loved when Gorillaz first came out with Clint Eastwood. Was it their first hit?
Yeah.
But that song, remember?
Del the Funky Homo Sapien, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. When that came out, so I was in school, comprehensive school, which I guess would be high school for you guys. And that came out, and everyone was talking about it at one point. Everyone was like, "Have you heard that new Gorillaz song?" And then we even had like these postcards, which had, as you say, all the different digital characters on. So everyone was trying to collect them, and I was one away. I was missing one, and I was devastated for like 2 weeks because I didn't have this one. But yeah, Gorillaz, man, that first album, wow.
Is that the one like I ain't happy, I'm losing, but I got sunshine. I'm useless. Okay, yeah, that's a classic.
It's coming on. There's loads of Gorillaz song. Feel good.
I have a feeling that was on Big Shiny Tunes as well.
Big Shiny Tunes. I tell you what, it all comes back to Big Shiny Tunes.
Yeah, because that song I think is one of those triggers, and then I'm like, oh,
yeah,
road trip.
What was that other song they had? It was really funky. Like, get the cool shoes shine. Do you remember that by Gorillaz? Like the beat was like bump ba ba da ba ba dum bump bump ba da da ba.
Yeah. Hey, you did a real good.
Yeah, do you remember it? Yeah,
it's a solid rendition, man.
Yeah, it was that. Oh, such a good song. I'm gonna go back and listen to some Gorillaz.
Solid rendition.
Thank you very much. Maybe I'll just cover it and then you can react to it.
Yeah, that's a talent. That's a talent right
there. Right, you should check out Tate McRae. Do you know Tate McRae?
Let me see.
Music by Maya. You should check out Tate McRae. I don't know Tate McRae, but I'm going to write it down. Tate McRae. Let's check them out. Who else have we got? All right. Will either of you do some postmodern jukebox reactions at some point? Harley Reinhardt singing "Creep" with them will blow your minds. Interesting.
Postmodern jukebox. Oh, it's a band. Okay.
I'm gonna write that down.
I haven't heard about them. PMJ.
So Harley Reinhardt singing "Creep." So is that as in like the Radiohead song? You know that song, right?
Yes, I believe so.
It's quite a big song. Like it's been covered a lot, especially on talent shows as well. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah. I never really listened to Radiohead that much. Well, really at all. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
Radiohead for me, you'd probably really enjoy them actually. Radiohead.
Sure, I would.
Their music videos are incredible. There's one music video. I mean, if anyone knows the song I'm talking about, please give the name in the comments because you need to watch it. But basically, it's like a concept of where there's people in a street and everyone's standing around this person. The people are walking down a street and there's one guy who's lying on the side, like on the sidewalk. I guess we would say on the pavement. He's lying down just literally on the side, and people are going up to him like, "You okay?" And he's like, "I'm fine." Like, "I'm fine." Anyway, like passing him, and other people are like, "What are you doing? Why are you lying down?" He's like, "I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm fine. I'm here. I'm fine." Starts raining. He just stays where he is, and people are going up to him saying, like, "What are you doing? Like, you need to get up." And he's like, "I don't want to talk." He's getting really annoyed. He's like, "I don't want to talk about it. I need to lie here. Just leave me alone." and more. So they like people start crowding around him and they're saying, "What are you doing? And why are you lying down? Get up." And then he's like, "Okay, do you want me to tell you why I'm lying down?" And they're like, "Yes." He's like, "Do you really want me to tell you?" And he's like, and they're all like, "Yes, yes, tell us." He's like, "Okay, just remember, I didn't want to tell you this." And then all like, as he starts to explain, the whole screen goes white. And then when it fades back in, everybody's lying down on the floor with the side. And then that's just how the song ends.
Wow.
It's just such a concept. I
Mm.
love that. I love that. I can't remember the name of the song. It's going to bug me now. If I remember, I'll message you it. Or if anyone knows, please comment. But yeah, it's a great music video.
You could probably Google the concept of the music video
To be fair, that's very true. Yeah.
find it.
Um,
I love how like music videos and music are so like the music video can really change your perception of the song. Like can flip it in like a 180 from
totally.
like because there's totally different listening. Like there's a listening experience, or you're getting the oral presentation. Your mind is digesting it just through your ears and what you're hearing. But then adding a visual element to it, it's like a whole different. And it's more stimulus for your mind to
totally.
digest.
Totally agree with that. As you say, it's the visual and obviously audible stimulus that are both happening there. Speaking of music videos, do you have any in particular that you love?
Not a huge music video guy.
I'm not either, but I'm trying to think of really iconic ones which I love and go, oh yeah, that's a great video. There's a few I can think of.
Well, you go ahead with one of yours. I'll ponder.
So the music video to Freak on a Leash by Korn is a really, really interesting music video, all animated. That's really cool. Like a section of bullet time there as well. That's really interesting. But then I think like there's certain music videos, or whenever I hear the song, I think of the music video. Like for example, like Bring Me to Life by Evanescence. That iconic music video when she's outside on the side of the building, and then like the rapper who was in Evanescence at the time is like trying to.
Is it like raining in the video?
Yeah, that's it. Do you remember? She's outside and she's got like a dress on. It's raining. She's like nearly slipping off the edge, and she's hanging onto the guy's arm, and like he's singing down to her, and she's trying to get up, but she's slipping. So I always think of that music video whenever I see the like hear the song. Sorry. But I think Queen in their heyday had some really interesting music videos. Really kind of pushed interesting boundaries with theirs.
Beastie Boys, they had some great music videos.
Tell me about it. I've never seen a single Beastie Boys one. Tell me.
The music video for Sabotage specifically is really funny. It's like I think it's directed by Spike Jonze. He did a lot of their music videos.
Oh wow!
The director.
Yeah.
He directed her, and he's quite prolific. But he did a number of their music videos in the '90s, and the one for Sabotage specifically is it's sort of like this parody or satire on like '70s cop films.
Okay.
Like the detectives with like the corny mustache and like the aviators, and they're chasing somebody through the streets of like San Francisco or something. I just remember at one point like somebody gets thrown off a building or they get run over, and it's one of those like the camera cuts over and it's like just a dummy flying through the air or whatever, like after the person. Yeah. But yeah, Beastie Boys, man, they had some great music videos.
I'm gonna have to check them out. Beastie Boys is always an artist where people bring up, and I'm like, do I know anything by Beastie Boys? And then I'll hear a song, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I know this song. And they're like, oh, this is Beastie Boys. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, I just never made that connection. But that happens sometimes, right? Someone's put Tom Redson's put "Just" by Radiohead. I think that's the name of the song that I was talking about. With the music video when the person's lying on the ground.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put stars next to that because I need to watch it again because it's such a good music video.
You gotta check out Bat Metal.
Bat Metal.
Best music videos ever.
All animated. Bat Metal. I'm writing it down. Bat Metal. Is that like the band name? Surely that's not a genre.
It's got to be the band name.
Yeah, just metal played by bats.
That's the new. It's a new genre, Bat Metal in 2020.
There's some Rusty Shackelford's, but one of my favorite music videos, Beastie Boys, "What You Want."
Great song, and I think they sampled Led Zeppelin on that back when the Beasties were really sampling a lot. But the drums, they and yeah. So what you want? It's a good video. They use the fisheye effect, and they're kind of just like, yeah, it's a good one.
Well, that's cool. I remember one of the music videos I watched and I was really blown away by, and it's nothing even that great, but so my favorite band used to be The Offspring. When I was younger, I used to love The Offspring.
Pretty
So
Fly for a White Guy, isn't that?
that's The Offspring. Everybody knows Pretty Fly for a White Guy, their biggest hit, right?
Yeah.
But they had a song called The Kids Aren't Alright, which is still my favorite song by them today. I just love that song. The opening guitar riff, I love it. But in the music video, it's just kind of like it's all shot in one room, but the people that are in it like dancing, but then like they morph into another person, like without the camera cutting. And then they'll be dancing, like it'll be like a stripper on a stripper pole, and then she'll morph into like a police officer just standing there, and then he'll morph into someone else, but it keeps changing all the time. And that I just loved. I think because at the time I'd never seen anything like that, so I was like, oh wow, like this is cool. So yeah, the Offspring have got some interesting music videos. There's some vile ones. Like
They were a great band. They were a great
oh,
band.
phenomenal, great,
Yeah.
just upbeat, great to
Like,
snowboard to.
you could put on like they had a couple records there that specifically I remember. You could put on the whole thing and just let it go, and I would probably recognize every song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Conspiracy of One album has had all the bangers on, like Want You Bad, Million Miles Away. It's one of them albums that if you literally played, you'd be like, oh, I remember this song. Yeah, because it was big like early 2000s again, that classic era. Don't forget Take On Me with Aha. Yeah, do you remember that music video?
I don't.
You know the song though, right?
Take On Me.
Yeah. Like
With
huge song.
I would
Song,
definitely recognize it. I can be terrible with, yeah.
it's like starts with like that. Don't get away.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah. Okay, yeah. That's like 80s, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Or
is. Yeah, that's it. But the
okay,
music video, it's when it's all like it's if it's drawn like a comic. It's quite cool. But it's
right.
like between comic and real world, and I think there's this like woman reading the comic, and like she brings like the guy from the comic like into the real world. Like it's really quite cool. Like there's like a portal made inside, and like
Mm,
goes through into the comic world, and then she pulls him through into the real world. But Family Guy did an incredible like
parody.
joke of it. Yeah, like a parody of it. It was hilarious.
Talk about a song that's just like
Hmm.
a plethora of appearances in pop culture. Like
Yeah,
that song's like so many, right?
of course. Yeah, it's a big hit. I don't even know if I know any of the songs by it, huh?
Yeah, there's so many bands like that, right? They have one that's just cemented itself in
Yeah,
history, and then they kind of couldn't stay prolific after that. But
it's kind of like that with like Journey, for example, the band Journey, and everyone
yeah,
knows the song "Don't Stop Believing," like probably their
yeah,
biggest song. But then if you listen to other songs, like they've got a song called "Faithfully," which is just stunning, like such a ballad. When I first
hmm
heard that, I was like, "Wow!" Like I, never ever thought like of any other song by Journey, but 'cause everyone thinks of, as I say, that classic.
yeah.
Let's see, some people are responding to Mace. Look up Beastie Boys Muppets. It's a video someone made with Muppets. It's awesome.
I will check that out.
Yeah. Fatboy Slim, Push the Tempo. That's a great song. Let me have a look. Going to check that one out, Rusty. The bass player says, "Hey, Rusty." Um, it's by The Nails. It's called 88 Lines About 44 Women. It's funny and catchy. Okay.
Mm.
Our Offspring saw them live in Oslo. Must have been 94, 95. Yeah, quite an old band now. I've been watching you both react to Angelina and Aurora, smiley face. Love all the reactions, smiley face. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
There's a lot, so
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of, you mentioned movies earlier on, Mace, do you have a particular kind of soundtrack, like movie soundtrack that you really love, or any in particular that really stand out for you?
basically anything from Vangelis, but and of course I love like John Williams, like the classic stuff like that. But in
Mm,
terms of music, like movie scores,
mm,
there's like I love movie scores, but
yeah,
I don't really like listen to them outside of the film very often.
mm,
Like it's kind of something that anything by Tarantino, I think, is
Yes.
pretty great. Anything by Kubrick is fantastic.
Mm.
And those two guys are so like polar opposites in terms of Kubrick. Of course, he used so much classical, so many things that were already in the public domain, like old classical music. And I read a quote about Kubrick, like he said, like, why don't you use a composer to score one of your films? And he was like, why would I do that when there's nothing that a composer could make for me could come close to what's already been
Mm.
composed
Yeah.
throughout the history of music
Yeah.
around the world, right?
Mm.
Actually, funny you say that because I think I have. Let's see here. But what about you in terms of film scores?
I mean, there's some classics out. I mean, I'm kind of similar to you in terms of scores, like John Williams. Oh, Clockwork Orange, excellent, love it.
So
Yeah, like John Williams with the London Symphony Orchestra Bliss, and I mean, obviously, look at Star Wars. James Horner is incredible. Someone's just commented there. I never know how to pronounce this name, but I do love the artist. It's like Eno Morricone. So he did.
Ennio Morricone, yeah, absolutely amazing, yeah.
Yeah, so he obviously, like, Tarantino uses a lot of his from, like, the spaghetti westerns that he's done a lot of soundtrack to. But for me, my favorite by him is Kill Bill 2.
Yeah.
You've seen Kill Bill, right?
Oh, of course.
So when the bride actually kills Bill, yeah, spoiler alert, even though it's in the title. But then when he gets up, so that section of the film, so when she's kind of done the 5-point palm exploding heart technique on him, and they have the doo, 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 and then she, like, they have the conversation. You can hear just a little bit of the music in the background, like a lovely bit of string guitar as well. And then when he stands up and it's that big dun 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 dun, and the choir come in hard. Oh, it gives me shivers every time I hear it. I
Yeah,
love.
Tarantino, he's definitely a master of like picking out the music is equally as important to the scene.
Mm,
Like, and same with a guy like almost like Scorsese too. He's one of those amazing
yeah.
directors that would, like in Goodfellas, some of the scenes just
Mm,
the music needs to be there.
yeah. It's great, isn't it? Like, you can tell directors like that, they think of things visually, and obviously, or like the audio surrounding it as well. They know exactly the music to create what they want. There's
Very
another
like stylistic, very stylistic directors, right? But then
100.
you have a guy like Christopher Nolan,
Yeah.
who you wouldn't call him like not stylistic, but I almost feel like his music scores aren't quite. They're amazing, but he
Yeah.
always has like a specific composer do like the entire score. He doesn't use much.
Yeah, Hans
Like,
Zimmer.
he doesn't use much original like songs in his films. I don't think.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's like Hans Zimmer and him have obviously a good relationship. So Hans Zimmer
Yeah,
does a lot of his music. I
Dark
mean,
Knight, amazing.
yeah, a lot of people go to The Dark Knight, and I can understand why. It's a great soundtrack, but for me, it's Inception.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think the soundtrack, I've listened to that so many times. But there's one in particular. So Stephen Price, he did the soundtrack to the film Gravity with Sandra Bullock. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, we watched it not that long ago. Actually,
Oh, okay.
I wish I
I
saw it on like IMAX. That movie
oh
was that
oh my
sequence at the beginning when the oh man.
Yeah, incredible, right? But the scene when she's actually, literally blasting back down to earth, and that music, that score, and then when I mean, is phenomenal. But then when she's actually kind of landed in the water and she gets out and she's like on the beach, and you hear that music, and again, it's like a crescendo. That song I've listened to, like, I've got a reading playlist on my phone. So when I'm sitting reading a book, it's all like scores and soundtracks. So it's not lyrics per se. Because I don't know, like when I'm reading, I can't listen to lyrics because it makes me not concentrate on what I'm reading. But
Yeah, you need the yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but if it's just music, I can have that in the background. And the guy whose name is escaping me, who does the soundtrack to Game of Thrones, is phenomenal.
Um, Rami
Yeah, that's it.
Dijawadi or something.
Something
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, he is incredible. And so I've
he's
got
got
like,
a really his score for the beginning for his entire score through Westworld is great too.
oh,
Yeah, I don't know
right.
if you've seen that show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Westworld.
Yeah. That
So good.
just piano at the beginning. Dun dun. Oh
That show is phenomenal, by the way. Like
yeah.
I only watched season one. We didn't
Mm,
watch season two, but I think season one basically encapsulates all of the themes and ideas that you need, like
yeah.
about AI and what it means to be human. Just everything that show is so great.
Yeah. It's obviously Jonathan Nolan, isn't it? Chris Nolan's brother that writes it. You know, and they always write together, and you're expecting quality there straight away.
Yeah.
So we've got Mind Penny. So that is one of my good friends who helped me a lot with my channel. So it's good to have you here. And he says the soundtrack to Interstellar is insane, in my opinion. Really takes the film to another level. I completely agree. The Cornfield song in particular is phenomenal. That's another example of Zimmer and Nolan. Yep. So when they work together, you know, it's like, for example, oh God, what's the director called? Tim Burton and Danny Elfman work together quite often. I think when they understand each other and they kind of get it right, it can work really well. But as you say, when you've got someone like Tarantino who just knows classic music and how he can incorporate it into his films is exceptional. You know, I really love that.
He kind of, you think of, and somebody I just seen in the chat, Previn Johansson, Pulp Fiction intro, like,
yeah,
you know, oh, I love you, honey bunny.
Yeah.
Everybody don't fucking move, you know, and then that
yeah,
you know, comes in, and then the titles comes up. It's just like
it's classic.
Tarantino.
He just does it. He knocks it out of the park. Yeah. He
Yeah.
knows how to write it, doesn't he? But yeah, no, I love it. Any of you guys reacted to the group Godsmack?
I've heard of Godsmack. I listened to them maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I haven't reacted to them though. They're kind of like a heavy hard rock, almost like heavy. I don't know if you'd say heavy metal, but
okay,
they definitely got a few bangers from what I remember. But
Godsmack.
Analog Stoy. Shout outs to Analog Stoy. I see them a lot. Chat with them all the time.
Cool.
How about Blade Runner soundtrack? Yes, it's incredible. Vangelis. Vangelis, who coincidentally enough was a huge influence on LP, who I mentioned earlier, the rapper producer for Run the Jewels, who's now branching off into film score production. So it's for me as a huge fan of LP, it's really exciting to see him starting to now do film scores. So he just scored that movie with Tom Hardy. It got panned critically, but I'm sure the score is amazing. The one with Al Capone, I can't remember the title of it, but LP scored the film. Tom Hardy, by the way, great actor.
Yeah, incredible actor. Yeah, he's phenomenal.
I love his role in what's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, The Revenant.
Oh yeah.
Tom Hardy's so good in that.
He plays such an ass. He plays.
Somebody's like, you came all this way just to get your revenge. He's like, oh, he's so good.
He's great. Any role he's in, he's phenomenal. I mean, Bronson going way back, you know, he's phenomenal.
Oh, Bronson, what a film.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie was, whoever the director, I don't know who directed it, but I just felt like, oh, this is a modern day, somebody's got some serious influence from Kubrick.
Totally. Yeah. Just gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that actually, because did you ever listen to the soundtrack to Tron 2 by Daft Punk? It was like Tron Legacy, I think it was called.
I don't know if I ever listened to the soundtrack, but of course I love Daft Punk's great. Yeah.
Well, I like loved the soundtrack. It's so cinematic, and I was like, when I looked who it was, and I was like, that was Daft Punk. But you know, like Daft Punk, you know, normally they have that very electronic type of pop sound. Yeah. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Yeah. We're talking full-on film scores for this film, and I was blown away. So yeah, that soundtrack for me actually reminds me, you know, again, we were talking about songs take you back somewhere in your mind. So this was like 2013 when I was living in Manchester, a city kind of south of me where I am in the UK. Yeah, and I was kind of studying, I was doing my studies, and I remember I had just an album on, it was that, and I had it on repeat. It's such a good album, the soundtrack to Tron Legacy. Daft Punk, man. Incredible artist.
Fury Road. Fury Road, I do enjoy the soundtrack to Fury Road.
Yeah. And, Mad Max, right?
Yeah, it's Junkie XL, I think, did the soundtrack. It's very
really?
sort of industrial, and but yeah, that's a hell of an action film.
Yeah. So Junkie XL, that's who Zack Snyder wanted to use for Justice League, right? And then got changed last minute.
Oh.
Yeah. When Joss Whedon took over, he went.
He's finally.
Yeah.
He's finally getting the Snyder cut or whatever.
Yeah, I know, right?
I never really watched them, so
Yeah. We'll watch it for the soundtrack.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
PS
that's funny because there's so many like bad. Well, I'm not saying Justice League's a bad film because I haven't really seen it, but there's so many films that have amazing sound scores, and then you could just take the sound score as its own separate piece of art. And just,
Yeah.
right.
Cool, right? Let's have a look. So Pierce Brosnan says Tron Legacy soundtrack is fantastic. Yes, it is. If anyone hasn't listened to it, I strongly recommend you do. It's phenomenal. I mean, Daft Punk knocked it out of the park. They really did. Have a look. So we talk about soundtracks. Have you ever seen No Country for Old Men?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Cohen brothers, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah,
sort of like fly under the radar as like some of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
they do, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like a lot of people talk about their films and like, oh yeah, it's the Coen brothers, and like, oh God, really? Is it? Yeah. It's strange, but No Country for Old Men. I mean, a fantastic film. I mean, that scene, heads or tails with a coin.
Anton Chigurh.
Yeah, just everything. But
I've read the novels, and I'm a big fan of Cormac McCarthy, who wrote the novel.
Like The Road and whatnot.
Yeah, The Road and whatnot. He's a dark writer, but his prose is just like very crazy. But
that's an example of a film where there's virtually no soundtrack.
They utilize that.
Yeah, and I love that. It just again because because you're so used to the music and it's not there, it's so much more impactful. Really clever choice by them, actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like iconic TV shows. Obviously, like it depends on the budget as well, I guess. So you've got something like Game of Thrones, and that soundtrack is just massive, huge.
Yeah.
But again, like that's an example of a show where like every character has their own type of score as well.
Their own theme, and
exactly. This is yeah, exactly, and you can afford to do that. But yeah, I love that.
I think about that scene, and do you remember when the wildlings were attacking Castle Black? And I think it's the end of season 4.
Okay.
Near the end of season 4, and there's that scene where like Tormund is like just getting in, and he slashes some guy, and then he jumps and he roars, and then the camera comes down, and it zooms in on Jon Snow, and then it kind of like pans around, and it does a whole panoramic of the entire scene and all of this without any cuts, and just the music score, the way it comes in. I
love it. Game of Thrones to me, one moment in particular that I adored, and it's when do you remember? I think it might have been season. Oh God, was it season 3 or 4? Maybe could have even been 5. But it's when Daenerys is basically it's when the Sons of the Harpy have come in, and there's like the fighting pit, and she's like closed all of the kind of fighting pits, but she's got it open, and all the Sons of the Harpy appear, and they're trying to basically get to her. So it's like she runs to the middle of the arena, and she's got her not the Dothraki, the other soldiers she's got around her, and like everyone's that's it, the Unsullied, and they're all kind of closing in, the Sons of the Harpy, and she kind of thinks, I'm going to die here. And she closes her eyes, and then she hears the dragon in the distance. The dragon comes down. Remember that? And it comes down, and she jumps on the back of it. And that score at that moment is just beautiful. I've watched that scene on YouTube a couple of times just because I love it that much. But the score in particular is just
certain epic scenes you just want to rewatch.
Yeah,
type of show that ended on maybe a bit of a
right.
A bit of a low note, but man, epic show.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's even better a second time through, actually.
I watched it twice because I watched up to season 5 maybe, and then my girlfriend discovered it, so I was like, we can rewatch it, and we can rewatch it. I was fine with it.
It's funny because like I remember me and my brother did that, so we watched kind of I think the first 4 seasons, and then season 5 was taking a while, so we're like, let's go back and just watch it again. And by the time we've watched through, season 5 will be out, and how much more stuff you pick up.
Like, oh my God, foreshadowing and little, and then the costume, like, because sometimes you don't get to watch it in like perfected HD on a big screen, but on the second time around, just seeing like in season 1 the costumes, man, they really nailed that show. In the first 3 seasons were just like absolute 10 out of 10.
100% agree with you there.
Probably the first 4 seasons.
Yeah, there's like that. Have you seen that meme where it's like it's a horse?
The horse. Yeah. I connected your thought. No,
you got
same wavelength.
You got it. It makes me chuckle because it's so true.
It is so true, yeah.
Like, let's see what people are saying. So gotta go. Have a nice evening, all. God Beld. That is Analog's the official.
See ya. We'll talk to you later.
More Blinder study music was the Cranberries. Yeah, great band. Zombie is obviously their biggest hit, or one of them. You know that song, right?
In your head.
That's the one.
Zombie.
There's a film that uses oh God, Click. Have you seen the film Click with Adam Sandler?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so that one of their songs.
I cried. I cried.
You cry. I was inconsolable. When when he pulls the note out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Gone.
I cried pretty easily, but yeah.
I had to go and take a moment for like half an hour. It was just unbelievable. But yeah, their song is what's the song called as well? You know I'm such a fool for you. Oh, it's gonna bug me now, but it's that song. That's their song. My all-time favorite band from the 90s, Ode to My Family, my favorite of theirs. I'm guessing a reaction to them is out of the question. No, of course it's not out of the question. I don't know many songs by the Cranberries, just them two. So yeah, it's not out of the question. For some calm music, the soundtrack to Road to Perdition is also wonderful, especially the track Road to Chicago. So I've never seen the film. I know of it, but I've never seen it.
It's good. It's a good film.
And yes, the Tron soundtrack is amazing. It certainly is. Love that scene with Daenerys. It's incredible. I still watch it now. Dead Man with Johnny Depp, music by Neil Young.
Good old Neil Young.
Neil Young, he's back. I don't know that film, Dead Man.
Music by Neil Young. Oh, that's interesting.
Right? It's like a composer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Unless it's just one of his originals. I don't know.
Maybe. I have read the books of A Song of Ice and Fire twice, so I was a little disappointed of Game of Thrones. So I'm on to the very last book of the ones that are currently out. And oh my God, have you read them?
You are?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I've read them twice, yeah.
Yeah. So, oh God, so much better. So much better.
The books are just incredible, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, George R. R. Martin just has a story to tell and knows his characters inside out and back to front. So
if we could just get Winds of Winter, George.
I know, right?
And nothing against, like, you'll see really nasty comments from fans, like, oh, you know, like, I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, it is frustrating that we, like, just maybe just say, like, okay, it's not even close. Another 5 years, everybody. Just give me 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like, George, it's been 10 years. Come on, man.
It's embarrassing. I mean, what was the last book? 2011?
Yeah. Dance.
Yeah. Crazy. I'm enjoying it. I'm nearly there. I'm like towards the end of it. I don't know why it's taking me so long to read.
Because by the end of Dance, it's like, oh my God, it gets so epic by the end of Dance of Dragons, and you're like, oh, I need to see this, where he's going with this. The Battle of Meereen is going to be just crazy.
I can't wait to see how he's going to end it compared to the show. That's what I'm intrigued with, how different hopefully it will be.
Well, because the show just butchered so many characters. Like Euron is just, Euron is so like, he's so diabolically mysterious and just cruel and in the books, but you don't see him that much. Like, there's not that many scenes with him. So you just, anyways, I'm reading A Wheel of Time right now, or at least trying to, so we'll see how that goes. There's 14 books.
Wheel of Time, that's not Terry Pratchett, is it?
Robert Jordan.
Oh, Robert Jordan, that's it.
Right. Yeah.
Any good?
So far, yeah, I enjoyed the first book. It's funny because you see, like, things and you say, oh, did George, like, there's a character called Aemon, and but of course Robert Jordan, like, basically copied Lord of the Rings to a huge degree. But I think he even said he did it intentionally.
Okay.
Like, the first scene is basically, like, set in the Shire.
I love that.
There's these things called Trollocs, but they're just like orcs, but they're called Trollocs. And there's there's like wizards. It's very Lord of the Rings ish. It's like a mixture of Lord of the Rings and GOT.
Okay.
But not so graphic, and not like George, like R-rated, you know.
Best movie and soundtrack ever is Streets of Fire. A rock and roll fable from 1984, epic film. Tonight is what it means to be young, really worth a watch and listen. Streets of Fire, I've never heard of.
Neither have I.
Doesn't ring a bell at all. Streets of Fire.
Hmm.
That's new. What song are you obsessed with at the moment, Mace? That's a question from me.
Obsessed with at the moment.
Yeah, is the one song that you're
It's actually it's called Definition of a Rap Flow
okay.
by a guy called R.A. the Rugged Man. This vulgar, sort of self-deprecating American rapper.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very vulgar guy. He doesn't care about any like political correctness or anything like that. Not that the song has anything to do with that, but I kind of enjoy his self-deprecation, but he's very, very vulgar. So,
Okay.
but yeah, definition of rap flow is really, really groovy, and his flow on it is just incredible. So that particular song, yeah, check it out, man.
Definition of rap flow.
Definition of a rap flow. R.A. Yeah, R.A. the Rugged Man.
Oh, good man. I'm writing this down. Good man. Intrigued again. It's a genre that I know very little in, so I'll be interested to give it a spin. See what I think. Definition of a rap man. Cool. Thanks for that, man.
No problem.
Currently listening to The Wheel of Time on Audible. Have read them ages ago.
They're yeah, I'm on book 2, so they're a lot of words, and Robert Jordan is very wordy and descriptive, but that can be good in fantasy because his world building is fantastic. But I just want to, yeah.
Cool. So I'm. Have you heard of The Name of the Wind?
Yeah, Patrick Rothfuss.
Yeah, exceptional book.
Yeah, it's funny with like fantasy. It's kind of like exploded since Song of Ice and Fire, GOT took off, but there's also like it's like a small club of books that get sort of pushed to the top, right?
Yeah.
We both know Patrick Rothfuss and GOT.
And is it?
I want to get into some older fantasy. Like there's a guy called what's his name? Tad Williams.
Okay.
And I've heard some really good things about a few of his series, and I want to get into some older stuff that's kind of flies under the radar. Maybe doesn't top 10 best fantasy series of all time. Okay, well, that's just what the popular, like the stuff that for whatever reason got memed throughout society and became very, very popular, right?
You should check out, if you want to check out some classics. Have you heard of the author David Gemmell?
No.
Oh my God. David Gemmell, yeah. Gemmell.
Okay, yeah.
So David Gemmell is one of the godfathers of high fantasy. He is just, unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. He passed away, but his books are just phenomenal. Like you can see the influence of what like Martin has obviously had from Gemmell. You know, he's just incredible. Yeah, high fantasy. I recommend the Stones of Power series to start with. But read some Gemmell, honestly. The way Gemmell writes fight scenes is like I've never read before in my life. Just it's like you're watching them as a film when you're reading. He's just I can't recommend Gemmell enough. Incredible.
So I'm just getting a message from my mother actually, but I'm kind of sad that we're not gonna. Well, we didn't get your Prosecco story, so
yeah, we'll have to come back to that.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are disappointed right now.
Okay. If you want the Prosecco story, yeah, you'll have to come back. Or I might tell it in the Discord if you want to hear it in there.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to do this again. Maybe on we can do it on your channel. And
yeah, definitely. I'll be up for that. 100%. We'll sort out a time. Now we've figured out and got all the technical issues out the way.
Well, you have.
Well, you know, you were there for moral support, and that means everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
But, I did at least 50% of the work.
That is 100% true. Cool. Right. Well, yes. So thank you for this, though, Mace. It's been great to chat. Nice to talk.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's been fun.
Great.
And thank you to everyone that's been with us as well. It's been lovely. It's been nice to read the comments and kind of have this conversation. And yeah, maybe next time we will, if I can figure it out, watch a music video together and we can react real time, right?
Yeah, we can do that soon. Actually, in the next, we'll figure it out. We'll hook up and and discuss it. And
We will.
we'll set a date, and your channel or my channel, whatever, maybe your channel.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good to me.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll talk about a song that we both haven't seen, and then we'll mash it out.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned "Animal" by Aurora, which I have not heard.
And neither have I, and it gets requested a lot. So I was thinking maybe it could save that one for then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, don't watch it, mind.
I won't.
All right, cool. Well, thanks again for this, Mace. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it. It's been cool.
absolutely, man. Thanks for joining in, and nice to meet you, man.
Yes, you as well. Yeah. All right. So thanks, everyone, guys, and we'll see you again soon.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
See you later.
Cheers.